This is the Simpit. I'm your host, Sean Cole, and welcome to the Pit Stop for Wednesday, December 20th. I cannot believe it is already December 20th, and there's just a matter of days left in 2017, and what a year it's been in sim racing. This was the perfect year to start the live stream and talking about the daily news, and when I started doing these shows, I thought maybe we're going to have to cut this back to 1 or 2 days of the week. And it turns out that day after day, there is news. There is always something to talk about. Sometimes a little bit, sometimes a lot. And today's one of those medium days, and I'd expect that for Hump Day, Wednesday. I should be wearing my camel shirt, but as you know, I had a wardrobe malfunction yesterday. So I thought I'd get things right. I do have my coffee in the wrong mug today, but I do have my coffee and everything is good to go for today. So we do have some cool sim racing news to talk about today. And so let's get right to it. And of course, you guys being the real star of today's show, the real star of every day's show, if there's anything that you want to talk about more in detail than I do, then you just bring up your comments and your thoughts in the chat here, and we'll discuss it in much greater detail. And then it's not just me blabbing about the news, but it's us talking about the news. So let's go ahead and get right to it. First thing, we have already kind of started talking about it already, and that is the 2018 iRacing Special Events Calendar. And I'll bring up a bigger version here, and you can see there are some very cool events on the calendar. Some of them are typical, the ones that you would expect out of iRacing. And the big events tend to be much longer races. You will have anywhere from 500 to 1,500 people joining the race. So the iRating becomes very important. They are very competitive events. They are always broadcast, and these are the kind of events that if you want to make a name for yourself and be seen, you gear up for one of these and you get in there and you do well. So I'll be looking forward to this. In the first race of the season is the Roar before the 24. This one they've run every year. That's January 13th and 14th. And it looks like it's going to be the Kia, the Mustang, and the Global MX-5 cars running together. So that'll be pretty cool. Followed by the next weekend, the actual 24, with the GT3 cars, the Audi, the Mercedes, and the Ferrari, and the GTE cars, along with the Corvette Daytona prototype. So cool events coming out throughout the year. Different for this year, we actually see some dirt oval. Where is that one? Kings Royal 410 sprints. So there's a little more disciplines going on. Any GRC? I don't see any GRC on the global. Well, that makes sense because you can't really do a monster size event with the Rallycross the way it's really designed. It's not really meant for a 24-hour race or something like that. So anyway, that's pretty cool for iRacing coming up, and that's that is at their Twitter feed. So if you want to know the schedule, put them on your calendar and be prepared for those big events. You're going to want to do it. We're going to talk about Mazda a little bit in a moment. We'll wait. Actually, we're going to talk about it right now. So today is the day. I've already downloaded it, but I haven't even gone out on track. But today is the day of the bonus pack 3 for Assetto Corsa. This is awesome, and this is huge. Number one, it's free content. Number two, it has Laguna Seca, and the big chat of the day is that it's not being called Mazda Laguna Seca. And as much as I love Mazda, and believe me, I am a huge Mazda fan, but it's always annoyed me that they switched it to Mazda. I've lived here in California all my life, and I just think it is Laguna Seca. And I can make the same argument about Sears Point, which many of you might not even know what I'm talking about when I say Sears Point. Sears Point is Infineon, or, Sonoma Raceway. They've changed the name various times, but I mean, for decades and decades and decades since it's being built, it was called, Sears Point. I'm sorry, I'm drawing a blank there all of a sudden. So, anyway, I think that it's very cool that they dropped the name. Mazda still owns and is affiliated with the track, but they are going back to its original naming, and that's cool. But get into Assetto Corsa. If you own it, it'll download as soon as you fire it up, and you can go check out the new content. We got a Lamborghini, a Pagani, Alfa Romeo, a Maserati, and Laguna Seca. I might have missed a few things. So this is great, and it's free. So, Dennis, I will. Can you put a link here, and I'll bring up the page? If you put up the link, I'll bring up the page and talk about it when we get to that portion of the show. Not to be outdone, Project Cars is a video here by Vaughn Gittin talking about and they're calling it the Fun Pack, which is sort of funny to me, the Fun Pack. Anyway, new content coming to Project Cars 2, and that comes out yesterday. Yesterday was the date for this. Some additional rally car content, this beast of an off-road machine, It looked like a Group C car, Vaughn's car, some additional liveries and tracks and things like that. This one, on the other hand, does come at a price. So, looks like it's $9.99 on Steam for the PC version. Yeah, I can bring up the Simpit and go that way. Actually, that works just fine. Then we can show people the path. Sorry, we're having multiple conversations here. Hey, Max, you've been said hello to wherever you are. Raceroom, also with their content. This comes out tomorrow. And I know they charge for it, but I've yet to be able to find actual pricing on the Porsches. And I've also heard that this is going to be a little bit like Assetto Corsa. I've heard there's going to be more than just the one Porsche pack. And it'll be maybe Porsche pack 1, 2, and 3. Who knows? But you can expect more Porsches coming to Raceroom as well. So that's going on as well. So look at that. 3 of our big favorite sims, Assetto, Project Cars, and Raceroom, all having DLC right here in time for Christmas for all of us. So spend those gift cards and go get yourself some cool content for your favorite sim. Next up, World's Fastest Gamer. They have a new teaser video. And if you listen to and look at their wording, you basically get the idea that this is going to be an every year thing now. So hopefully Rudy in 12 months can impress them enough to land a full-time gig. Or maybe they're building up their fleet of sim racing engineers and Rudy will have somebody answering to him. But the cool thing about this teaser, or thrilling new trailer as they put it, is, you know, everything implies that we are going to be doing this again next year. So get ready. Get ready to make, if you want to profess the best job in sim racing, you're going to want to be ready for that. So that takes me to the end of normal news. A couple things I wanted to talk about. This was sent in to me, and this is a interesting concept. So this is the Roto chair, and the Roto chair actually spins. So it's not just you know, another desk chair, but it actually moves, force feedback or motion, whatever you want to call it. Michael, answer that question in 1 second. So anyway, this is a VR chair, and they actually have a mod that holds a wheel and pedal. Do I not have it here? Oh, where's the picture I had earlier that had me with... it's sort of like a butt kicker. Yeah, totally. Their own butt kicker. Anyway, I saw an image of it that actually had a thing that holds pedals and a wheel. So it could be used for driving. I sent them an email to see if they're interested in having a feature. Put the video full, please. You mean this video? Alright, here's the Roto chair. Is this what we're talking about? The torture chair. See, sometimes when I do this, I get in big trouble, though. Where it gets my video pulled down. So, anyway, while this is playing, I'll answer the question about my wheel in Raceroom. I had it working. It was actually working. It's just that it was, it thought I still had a Fanatic as well. So every time I'd log on, it would give me an error message. I did have the wheel actually working. I just didn't like seeing a big red sign. There's the wheel. I didn't like seeing a big red sign saying that everything was wrong when it really wasn't wrong. So I'm still trying to get to the bottom of that, and I did a wheel change again. So I might not find out as soon as I'd like, but it's something I'll get to the bottom of at some point. Anyway, that's the Roto chair. Like I said, I sent them an email, and I hopefully they'll want to get exposure in the sim racing world. So, next up, Race X. These are guys in Australia that sell a bunch of various gear, and I've been talking to them about their shifter, and they have a really elaborate sequential shifter that is quite expensive. It's like 800 Aussie, 600 American-ish. Anyway, I'll bring up some photos that they sent me of the shifter. And this is something that we are working on and talking about. We can probably plan on seeing a review coming up on the show fairly soon. So I just want to let you know about these guys, Race X Motorsport Simulation. And you can check them out. They're out of Australia. And obviously an incredible looking shifter. Very expensive. Yes, admittedly, very expensive. But at the same time, it is gorgeous. So I am looking forward to trying that out for sure. The chair looks stupid for sim racing. Sean, depending. I mean, it could work all right. I mean, maybe a little bit of slip action could be cool, enhanced with the vibration in the seat. I'd be eager to try it out. I'm not going to cast judgment until I've tried it. There are things that do conflict with my brain in terms of whether it would be optimal or not. Could be interesting or fun. I have no doubt about that, Alex. You know, Rudy is one of the best sim racers on Earth. So I think there's only a handful of real-life drivers that could beat the best sim racers on Earth at their own game. So, let's see. I think that takes us to the end of what I had. So let's talk about a few other things. You know I always have more. I'm going to mention the Patreon account. I'm not going to dwell on this very much, but if you didn't hear about it, haven't tried, I have a link to it in the description of our show here. And with Patreon, it's a way that you can be a bigger contributor to the show, both financially, that's one aspect, and more importantly, we are really building a strong community. So right now, we're running on Discord for our Patreon members, and we are having some great conversations. I've had some voice chats with some of you, I've had some text chats with some of you, and I've come in there and seen you all doing the same amongst yourselves. So it looks like it's turning into a really cool 24/7 gathering place for sim racing, and you might want to check it out, and you can check out my video that I did if you're interested in that program. Okay, Will. Next up, also in the description of the show is the Simpit SRS Series poll, and we are taking votes for what we're going to run next season at Sim Racing Systems. Poll went up yesterday, already have about 75, when I looked yesterday, it was 75 picks. Some cool choices. So here are your car choices. Pick one of your favorite car choices. I'll go ahead and put in my vote right now, just to be fun. And this is sort of a personal thing, but I'm going to go with the Porsche 962. Not trying to influence anybody's votes, by the way. That was just me making my selection so we could move to the second question. Pick your 6 favorite tracks. And there are up to A through W. Anyone quick at math can tell me if that's like 23, 22 tracks. But pick your favorite 6 tracks, and those are the ones being added. One of the included tracks, and I'll select this one, I'm not going to do all 6 right now, is Laguna Seca. So that is the new version of Laguna Seca in Assetto Corsa. I'm pretty sure it will win. I looked at the voting. I cheated, and it is clearly ahead in the votes right now, and I don't have a problem influencing voting there because I think we should run their newest version. So, beyond that, that does keep us on the Sim Racing schedule series, and I'm going to do 2 things on that. Number 1, over here, I'm going to go to the Simpit so I can show you how to look at the leaderboard that we've been talking about. But tonight is our practice night, Battle of the Beamers, and this has become a very, very fun series that we are having a lot of fun doing. Give me one moment. We've had some great racing. We've got a great crowd in there each night. Dennis, the big one here, has set up a 24/7 series server so that you can actually get in there and practice with our guys. And that way you can find out where you stand against the crowd. We've got guys giving setup help. There are so many cool aspects to this series. It's short races, which we might lengthen in the future. We're trying to. But it's great fun. I'm going to bring up the website real quick of Sim Racing Systems, but if you go there, whoops, center screen. And what's making noise at me? My video is making noise. Sorry. I'm going to come back to that. But here it is, the Battle of the Beamers series tonight. We're at Nürburgring GP for practice, and then we race Thursday and Friday. And the practice and the races are all at 6 p.m. Pacific Standard Time. So come out for practice, join us. I do stream the practices and I stream the races. And in 2 weeks, we will be starting a new season, and that's what the poll is all about, what we were talking about there. So, if you are involved in this series or you're looking to get involved, one of the other great things, and I mentioned the server thanks to Dennis, and we do have a server running 24/7. And if you go to thesimpit.com and you scroll down, you'll see right here a banner that says lap stats. Where are you on the leaderboard? You just click that, and it takes you to this cool program here. And you can see right now Seth is leading the pack with a 158.5 in practice. Michael McLean, Stan Donnet, Moses Choi, Ricardo Mascarenas, Ander Portiero, Tfast, Sed, Ciro. Anyway, a lot of people. I've got 5 pages of results. You can see the live map, so if anybody was practicing right now, we could actually get in there and see. It looks like Letty 110 is actually on the server, but not out on track. But if they went out on track, we'd see their little blip moving around. So thank you, Dennis, for doing that. Again, go to the simpit.com. On the right-hand side, that banner that says lap stats. You'll see the cool picture of the BMW. And right there, yes, Mitchie, please, everybody join. Everybody get in on this. And right now is a great time to join because we have 2 races left in the season. And then at that point, we're going to start things over again. And that gets back to the poll that's in the description of this show. You can go in and make your picks and you can influence. It is majority rules. Whatever wins for car is going to be the car we run. And the top 6 voted on tracks. You pick 6 of your favorite tracks. And that way we will go ahead and use that selection for next season, which starts on January 4th, I believe, which is a Thursday. So I think on your next series, having first day for NA time zones, Paul, I don't know. It's kind of weird the way everything is all linked together. I would need to create a second series. Right now, I'm considering how to run a second series. One of the problems I have is I can't run in every series I do and then still dabble in other sims and activities and even producing the show. So what I'm doing is trying to create a Saturday morning series, which should be very Euro time friendly. I don't know if I'll be able to commit to it, but I'm going to be doing that. I'm also looking into starting an R Factor 2 series within Sim Racing System as well. Again, I don't know how many of them I can do, but I don't mind them running under the Simpit name, and maybe we can do something to get you guys some exposure on those series as well if I'm not taking part. Anyway, I'm very open to the ideas. I can do anything. It's just if I'm not there, is it the same? And I don't mean it like I need to be there for it to be a good race. It'll be a good race with or without me, and sometimes better without me. But, I mean, if I'm going to put my name on it, is it really a Simpit series if I'm not attending? Maybe we can encourage Mitchie to run one of those and be the guy there for that and streaming those races. I'll talk to him off the air. You guys have access to him on Discord and when he's streaming, so you guys bug Mitchie, and maybe that's something we'll put together for the future. So come out tonight, 6 o'clock for practice. Come out on the track and run with us. And if you can't run with us or you want, I'll be here doing the stream. Beyond that, I have done my best to get caught up on emails. I was so far behind. At this point in time, I am 100% caught up to what I can find. Now, because I missed so many emails and I was out of town so many times, there is a chance that I missed somebody's email. And I just need to let you guys know this. It is my intention, and I try to answer every single email that is sent to me. So if you have sent an email to me in the last few months and you didn't get a response, I'm very sorry for that. Please resend the email and I'll be sure to answer it. I am all caught up and trying to move forward and keep up to date on that and so many other things as well. So that was my last little piece of news, or at least personal things. Beyond that, just a great year in sim racing. Hope you enjoyed today's show. A lot of cool things to talk about, and I'm sure we're going to have a lot more to talk about before the end of the year. This is the Simpit. I'm Sean Cole. I'll see you on the track.